Schwein talks about. And the Schwein. And look, I can use my nerd to reference. I made so much art, I can reference them now. Such goodness. But today we're talking about another issue that's another sad issue, again, because that's what this series is about, apparently. Or has turned into, or what it is. Like, I can't talk about anything positive in this series. No. This is impossible. But anyway, I'm apparently still sick. I thought I was fine last night after because of how my sleep schedule is complicated. So let's just say last time I was arisen, I felt better. But now I'm the same as I was when last time I recorded, which was a day ago. But anyway, so today we're talking about a new social movement that scares me. Yes. MGTOW. Men going their own way. I'm gonna read this out loud because YouTube will not like that. But, I gotta say Wikipedia is pretty accurate. Because I've been watching, I've been watching Think Before You Sleep. I've been binging all his current content. Because he's one of those YouTubers that, hides his past. Which is a no-no. Don't do that ever on YouTube. People will want to go watch your first video you upload to the platform and every video from your first video you ever uploaded to the video you have now. No matter how trash it is, or you think it is, because it's probably going to be you think it is, people are going to want to watch it. Yes, you can still watch Think Before You Sleep's first videos, but they're in a playlist, not in his main book of videos. That's not good. Don't really trust someone who does that. I, for one, have only deleted 3 videos, maybe? Around there. Deleted my entire Coven Heroes 2 playthrough on behalf of someone who I thought was a friend, who was in those videos. And we're no longer friends, but that's not here nor there. My point is this movement's kind of scary. Because you see these images, when you see these 2 pictures, how do you feel? Sorry, that wasn't meant to be a laugh. That was me trying to not choke on mucus. But these 2 pictures, how do they make you feel? Someone in the MGTOW movement, they will probably feel disgusted at that person and all of this scenery. And they would think that only this person, if you actually tell it's a guy, bitch. To be fair, in my art style, if you can't see his mustache, and you can't see his more figure, you can't really tell he's a guy, which just angles kind of bad for that. Besides that is a guy, that's actually me. In the Golden Era Derverse, where I just have a mustache instead of a full beard, which I have in reality right now, and in the early era. And that's my character too on the left. And that's Luck, which is a character I had before I met Lucy. And they're very similar for some reason, which makes perfect sense, but I can't tell you officially. But regardless, to a MGTOWer, if I was a MGTOWer, I would have drawn this differently. Drawn with pixels, that's something you don't do. I guess you can draw pixels, but that's by the point. I would have just had like this strong bodybuilder of a guy in a 3-piece suit looking over across this barren landscape, because there won't be kids in it, across his military dominance with his money, and all of them would have his signature on it, like a little signature like Donald Trump or something, and he would just be there being proud. That's what a MGTOWer comes to me as. They don't do things together, like Dare and Luck built all of this together. They don't know what love is, so they don't do this either. This action, if you can probably guess what it is. They don't do this either. And both show the nation they have built together. They believe in men must do everything and men must be the best. Although, to be fair, they don't preach it that way. How they act and what they actually say, like they say, like they believe that women have a double standard against men, all women, period, in the story. Yet, when a man does it, it's okay. Like, for example, they say that, in my previous videos, they say that a woman can't talk to her ex. But then say, when a woman says a man can't talk to his friends, she is controlling. The heck are you then when you say you can't talk to an ex? You're controlling too. They say that, women think men cheat all the time. But then again, about the ex thing, going back to the same exact example, but they believe that when a woman talks to her ex, they're cheating on him. Yet, they believe all women cheat all the time. And yet they believe that they say women say, and some women do believe this, that men cheat all the time. That's a double standard. You're literally saying men can't do this because men don't do this. You're creating a double standard. And it's not only that. There's a few other things. Like, men that go their own way don't have offspring. Or at least if they do, they let the women take care of them. In her own life, will they pay out alimony? As is kind of evidenced by what Wikipedia says. Because, where is it? Where is it? Right here. If you read from this point to this point, the first point is they believe men who have taken sorry. Again, that's just me having a cold on me, actually. Having some hidden meaning. But as you can see, they believe that the weakest of their ideology are weak because they still have relationship with women, and they believe the strongest in their ideology are basically hermits. Yet they criticize women for doing the exact same thing that they are doing. They criticize crazy cat ladies who essentially gone ghost from society as top of feminism, and yet that's what they're doing. Except they think crazy cat ladies are a bad thing. If you look at Think Before You Sleep videos, a lot of his thumbnails have cats in them. You might be thinking that's a bit strange. He doesn't talk about cats in his videos. Oh, actually, he does, because he's talking about feminists. In his mind, they equal one thing, which he did do a video talking about crazy cat ladies in general. But that's kind of funky. So if you believe you believe the most powerful men to exist are hermits, people who live on federal land, don't pay taxes, don't do anything, and just exist, become wild, essentially. They become feral. People who become feral are better off than someone who marries, has like 5 children, and that's all you know about them. Like, what are you smoking? Now, another interesting thing is MGTOWers, including Think Before You Sleep, are libertarians, as in they are the most full-throated believers in America. I'm not a libertarian, but they are the most full-throated believers in America. They are the most purest of the liberals, and by liberals I don't mean leftist. Liberal means someone who is free, and by free in this case means a libertarian who believes in no big government. I'm not quite sure what they expect the states to do together. If it's not build military and have sure laws and have a sure GDP, but whatever. They believe in voting, freedom of speech, and all that. But if you believe in America so much that you call yourself a libertarian, why don't you want to have kids? I understand you can't have kids because you never had the chance to when you were younger, or you're just infertile, but or you just don't want to because you just don't want to. I know people like that, but like don't want kids, but are a libertarian who believes in America in its fullest form, in its final form, and to their mind, its final form. Like, how can America grow stronger if its fertility rate drops to 0? That's what the Russians are doing. That's what the Russians did during all. Well, that's what the Soviets did. Is they believe that death is the only way Russia can grow strong. And now, with hindsight, in the 21st century, Russia is weak because they basically sacrificed all the population in World War II, well, in the Russian Civil War, in World War II, and all of the purges and whatnot. All the Sovietism. America never did that because we believe in human life. We believe our soldiers should not commit suicide by charging the enemy front. They believe that we should use strategy and tactics and all of that to save lives both on our side and their side. It's very much an American ideal. Yeah, apparently these MGTOW guys who are also libertarians don't know that. Kind of stupid. Also, what's kind of stupid is what a successful MGTOWer is who isn't a hermit. Or, well, what they preach is a successful MGTOWer, yet they say that the top of their ideology are literal hermits. The people who they preach are successful MGTOWers are people who don't exist? Because I can't think of one. I'm trying to think of an example of who might be a MGTOWer, who might be the top of the MGTOWer tree who's a hermit. I guess they'll be second level. But literally, second level MGTOWers are basically what people say are successful MGTOWers, when in fact the top level ones are hermits. We're going back to my opponents because they're more user friendly. So a preached successful MGTOWer is someone who is basically filthy rich, has like an Arnold Schwarzenegger body, and just sleeps with women and just changes women like women change shoes. That's a really bad example and kind of sexist, but you get the idea. Because there are men that do that too, like all those people that buy Nikes. That includes me. That does include me. And also, for example, Luck here and Lucy in real life don't change clothes that often. No, I don't change clothes that often as a fact. I literally don't change my clothes that often. I mean, they don't change styles all the time, and they, you know what I'm talking about. They don't have a closet full of shoes, which men do too, because who do you think buys Nikes half the time, or more than half the time, most of the time? Anyway, trying to get myself unburied. But MGTOWers are the type who, like, they own a mansion in, like, I'm not even Beverly Hills. I don't know where these people are. Maybe they own a smallish apartment in New York City. That's harsh on New York City. On New York City housing prices, but it's true. They own a small size apartment in New York City. They don't play video games, I don't think. They do they even have friends? Nah, probably not. Do they play sports? Nah, they work. They have money. They're probably a lawyer. Or something. Because the example that Think Before You Sleep used in one of his videos, yeah, there's probably another one, Think Before You Sleep, criticizing Think Before You Sleep, I guess, or my thoughts on Think Before You Sleep. But in one of the Think Before You Sleep's videos, he literally says, literally, I'm going to paraphrase, but the meaning of what he's saying was, a successful MGTOWer is someone who is rich and doesn't interact with women very much, and is still rich. Note it, which I noticed something. He didn't say he invented anything or did anything. He said he's simply rich. Which again, who is he talking about? If these MGTOWers are so successful, why can't I think of an example? All the richest men in America are not MGTOWers. Because they all had wives in a long relationship where they keep swapping out wives and having more kids with the new wives. Like, for example, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. But people like Jeff Bezos has a wife, or had a wife. Jeff Bezos was in a relationship before it soured. Bill Gates is still happily married. I don't think he was married more than once. I could be wrong. But if anyone Bill Gates is the guy you look up to, as long as you forget his past about trying to monopolize everything, you know, you can look up to him. Tim Cook is not that bad of a guy either. He's married, happily married. Steve Jobs, I believe, maybe married a couple of times, but he's still happily married. All of these men I'm trying to think about, like all these great men, are not MGTOWers. Because they're either married, have been married multiple times, or have kids. MGTOWers don't have kids of their own. Effectively, I think why MGTOWers believe in how they procreate is like the Borg, get more people into your group, or people who we're talking about here, men, get more men into their group, and procreate that way, just bring in more men. Steal it from the good guys, and steal it from the gentlemen's club, and bring it into the MGTOWers club with just some fiends. Use such a word. Use such language. Well, I want to be in the gentlemen's club, and especially the Southern Gentlemen's Club, which I think I am, but I'm not. But the Southern Gentleman doesn't declare themselves as such. It must be earned, and you must never say that you are. So I'm trying to earn it. But, like, these MGTOWers don't want to be gentlemen. They barely want to be men. They just want to be boys who just play with other boys. They're kids. Not grown up yet. Like, the goal of just being rich to be rich, like, what's going to happen when you die? Unless you're rich enough and medicine is at a certain point where you can buy yourself infinite life, and don't do anything crazy, which, let's face it, you're a guy, you're going to do something crazy once in a while, you got to, on average. Why do you think men die so often, have such shorter lives than women, because they do more crazier stuff, on average. So, like this successful MGTOWer who doesn't exist, basically, I guess they're supposed to be just happy. They're supposed to be happy with their monies and independence, and that's it. Okay, and that's also another hypocrisy is they criticize women who say they're strong and independent. You know, guess what a MGTOWer says? They're strong and independent. What? I mean, when you become a hermit, you gotta be strong and you gotta be independent. Doesn't make you a good person. Doesn't mean you get to mooch off the government's land. I presume you're twig. I don't know what force that is matched on anymore. But anyways, so I just don't get these people. And they scare me because Like, both of these images show a brighter future built by men and women, built by the human population working together and being happy. These big towers are selfish and always think of themselves. They don't think about they only think about the present. Mostly the past, but let's face it, the present. The present and the past. They don't think about the future. They don't think about what the cost of their actions, what happens when you forget about women and go your own way. Build your own society, build your own and build your own opposite of an Amazon society, and just exist. Like, who are these people? I see tons. I mean, like, I read comments on not this channel because I don't think any of you are MGTOW towers. But whatever the acronym. But on other channels, I see it a lot, and I just gotta say, like, I know you've been hurt in the past by women, but like, well, like, grow up. Don't find those. Don't. You learn from the past from those women. Don't do it again. Treat them how you want to be treated. Treat them as equals. It's not hard. If you like, you're not gonna find happiness with tons of money. That doesn't bring you happiness. And a lot of these MGTOWers are traditionalists, which gets even weirder. Like, they can only tolerate women who follow their lead, but you don't do that when you don't like it when women do that to you. Why do you expect women to do that? Like, why? The only reason why women did it in the past was because they were physically weaker than men. And like, who's gonna bring the meat to the table? That's while women are more flexible, men are typically have more muscles because they have testosterone. Testosterone helps build muscles and build bone mass, or whatever. They help build body mass in a healthy way, not just from overeating, but by building muscle, building bone mass, and all that. Women typically don't have this. They don't have a lot of testosterone. They have some, but not a lot. And they don't build up the same muscles as we do in the same places with the same bone structure. Hence why older women suffer from weak bones more than older men do. And these MGTOWers seem to think that all time these traditional generals happen and as decreed by God. No. That's not how it works, like, at all. Like, in a hunting-gathering society, women would take care of the kids, would have kids and take care of them, where the men takes care of the kids. Okay. I'm not very good at this part. I'm not very good at this part of human history. This is not going to sound very good, but I'm not very good at talking in general. It's not going to sound very good, but pretty much to all mammals, I'm pretty sure there's no single cell. I'm pretty sure there's no single cell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are no single gender mammals. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. But to all two-gender mammals, they all have the similar traits of men. Well, basically, if you have two genders, they're supposed to work together to have kids, and once they have kids, they're supposed to raise kids together. For humans, it comes down to the men fight the wars, they cut the big mammoth, and do all the things, whereas the women stay near home, and the men run around and do things. Where the women stay at home, and they pick berries, and they do stuff close to home while taking care of the kids. And there's been times in human history where gender roles have been flip-flopped. Ever heard of John the Ark? She was a dame. A dame is a female knight. She is one of the most famous French figures to ever have lived, and a saint. One of the very few who have done miracles when they were alive and have been cherished by the Catholic Church ever since. Essentially, whatever you gotta say about Catholics, you don't say anything bad about the saints. So, and the thing about gender role, and this is another funny thing, is men hate on it when women don't want to do gender roles their way, and yet they force women to do it in a certain way. They're Authoritarians, so they hate being forced to do anything, and yet they're forcing women into a certain role. That's stupid. Look, I've never once heard a MGTOW or a traditional gender role, a nuclear family believer, which is nuclear family is what the ideal TV family was in 1960s America. I never heard, once heard they say, oh, by the way, these gender roles we're talking about, men at work, women in the kitchen, are totally fine if it's reverse. Women at work, men in the kitchen. And yet, I've never heard them say that once. By what they preach, they sound like they might say that once in a while, but I never heard them say it at once, at all. In comments, a thing about before you sleep, I've seen it, but not from the hardcore MGTOWers. Surround there are like 1,000, 10,000, whatever it is in his comments. So I don't think MGTOWers actually believe that gender roles should be reversed or manipulated. Which they preach that women stayed home because they need to take care of the kids. But then again, they forget that things such as daycare exist and extended family exist, like grandparents. And they somehow believe that a child who had two working parents, and that sometime, let's be face it, it's only 9 out of 5 in most cases. In between the hours of 9 to 5, when they were in daycare or in preschool or in school, and the rest of the time they were taking care. And during that time that they were in that, the parents were working. Yeah, they seem to forget that the rest of the day, 9 to 5, I don't know how many hours they can take out of the day, but from 5 to 9, from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m., they're with their parents. And that's fine. That's how America works. If you're a libertarian, you should know that. Now, these MGTOWers forget that conveniently. And then also don't want to have long-term relationships with women. That's funny, because that's what you'd be doing if you had a perfectly happy marriage, and had children and had two parents working. In fact, if you one night stand everybody and they had kids, and you successfully somehow defended it in court so you don't get alimony, so you don't get alimony. Like, what kind of monster are you? What kind of baby monster are you? You're not even an adult monster. You're a baby. Like, what kind of fiend are you? To a gentleman, that's fiendish. To a family man, that's fiend. That's being fiend. That's being terrible. That's being a terrible person. Like, so it's more healthy for a kid to grow up without their father because he was a scumbag than it is for a kid to grow up without their parents in the middle of the day, and only during the middle of the day because they're at work. What? That's not logical. That's stupid. That's literally being a hypocrite. I'm not quite sure when we're calling this video, but it's going to be something like MGTOWers are hypocrites, or MGTOW is the hypocrite, or MGTOW is hypocritical, because it is. Despite all of this, the top thing that MGTOWers are is the hypocrites. every single one every single one I've seen on the internet have been a hypocrite. They may argue, oh, feminists are, but like why? Well, that's hypocritical too. If you're a hypocrite, become a hypocrite. Like, own your hypocriticalness. Don't say someone else is. That's whataboutism, and no one likes the whatabouter. I mean, yes, I am a contradiction, and I like having that in my stories a lot about how contradictory the Green and Blue is. But I'm not a hypocrite. I honestly believe what I believe, and I honestly do it. And if I don't do it, I say, do as I say, know what I do. These guys are trying to get you to do. These guys are saying, do as I say, but do as I say and do as I do. Which is impossible. You can't do that. So yeah. Which, by the way, I've written their story as more of a ideal form of myself than as someone for me to look up to, because I need someone like that. For me to look up to, and for other people to look up to, than me right now. I know what my faults are, and I designed this to have none of them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, this one's 9 hours long, yay! I'll have to split this one up. But yeah, basically MGTOWers are hypocrites. Like, they are. Oh man, I feel disgusted now. I feel disgusted for watching Think Before You Sleep as much as I do. But to be fair, some of his videos are less hypocritical than others. But I'd probably stop. I'll probably unsubscribe from them now, because they're man, are they bad sometimes. Especially his older stuff. Probably why I got rid of it. Probably why I unlisted it. Well, anyway, so that'll be our first video. Thanks for watching. I need to take a break again, but at least I need some work done. Anyway, that'll be our first video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate watching on this video. If you check out the rest of the stuff in the description, description below, such as the Story Sports channel, of course, Best Way Sports channel. It's too tired. Is to watch these videos to get content produced by Sherry Chris Heliusto. Alright, that'll be our first video. Thanks for watching. And I guess see you in a second.